Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course from New Earth One Network. This is designed exclusively for your higher self connection and embodiment. Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course. This is another introduction to Jean Eng's Mastery Empowerment courses with the Arcturians, and this is building the immortal body of light. As we know on our Ascension journey, the body of light is essential on our path. Jean, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Lauren. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm really excited about these new frequencies. And in fact, these are the frequencies that people are getting attuned to in the Arcturian healing method level 11. So these are really brand new.
Really brand new. It's really exquisite. So these are going to be available for practitioners to use and learn in December. And we get to have a little taste of them now. Share with us how they came to us and what they're all about.
Yeah, well, each level I kind of download, in different spiritual traditions, mostly in kind of what I found has been the kind of inner sciences that we have a modern version of that with the out-of-body experience. But the immortal body of light, there's different names for it in Taoism. They also call it the golden body. But this is an astral body that the practitioner or person will build as a process through their daily practice. That's actually an astral vehicle that then they can use for like out-of-body travel. They can use it during their dream state. They have more of a solidified astral body. And then maybe also even more importantly, but also in a fascinating way, you have an astral vehicle that you've built that your consciousness can then inhabit in between lives. So it's sort of a very important structure that maybe is not so well known publicly, but spiritual practitioners and probably the people listening to this would sort of understand its importance.
And again, it is part of our ascension path. And so it's fascinating that this is part of the soul or the spirit then, if it's going to exist between lives. Is it really electromagnetics of the soul, or what would you quantify that as?
Yeah, well, people can think of it like so our soul's like a non-material consciousness. And something that we understand quite intimately is that we chose to take on a physical vehicle. And so like you're showing up like in that body, and I'm showing up in this body, but it's more like a vehicle. It's like a tool for our soul or our consciousness to use. And then as we've been like exploring the dream state in different levels of reality, we may have other vehicles that we use, like we have a dream body, and sometimes we see it or feel it when in our dreams. And then that can consciously be, at first it's unconscious. Even our taking this body may have felt like an unconscious process. Like we just kind of maybe woke up at some age and started being aware of ourselves. But somewhere at the soul level, we, chose that process. So all of this is to make this conscious. So the immortal body of light we can think of as something we consciously, like with kind of this understanding, build with our intention, our imagination, and then with our pranic winds, with our etheric sort of material. And then it becomes something that we can use consciously in all these different places I mentioned, like meditation, out of body travel, dreaming, and then in between lifetimes.
Okay, very good. So this is interesting that we're going to consciously build it and
Hmm.
work with it. And so there's different frequencies that the Arcturians are helping us with. Can you go over those?
Yeah, so the basic process, let's say the Arcturians weren't necessarily assisting us. The basic process would be you would imagine a version of yourself in your sort of in meditation or visualization above your head. So you'd like take a holographic copy of yourself and imagine it above your head. And then as you sort of work with that body, like you could do like all the meditations or energy work you do, usually we're doing it here. Like we're focusing on our, if I say, let's do a third eye meditation, you would put your awareness here. But now you're trying to create like this astral double. So if you were to do a third eye meditation with your immortal body of light, you would again see this holographic copy above yourself and then meditate on its ajna chakra, but in that imaginative body above your head. And as you do that, like when you do it in this body, there's an etheric copy sort of inside your body. You're building let's say this chakra, but it's the one that's inside your physical body. When you do it above your head, you're building like that, the vehicle, the astral vehicle above your head. And that third eye is getting stronger and stronger. And that's what you enter at the time. You can do it like now, like you could shoot your consciousness above your head into this holographic copy. And then you basically could move around in that vehicle. Like in the beginning, it's kind of not flimsy, but like since we haven't been thinking about it, maybe it's the first time we ever heard of it, it's sort of very ephemeral. But you could see if you did that meditation 100 times, or you like would have gone into that holographic copy 100 times, it's more like solid in the astral world. So like when you fall asleep at night, if you've been building it, you kind of, it will be around, like because it's like near your astral field. And then there's we'll talk about this more in the class, but when you exit your physical body at the time of death, you sort of come out at different chakras. This is a kind of another inner teaching, or like in the Tibetan tradition, they have this and other teachings. The best way is to come out of your crown. But say if you've been doing that practice, you'll come out right into that body. So then you have it to like move around in. Whereas if you haven't been building that, you're kind of, you don't necessarily take on something you've built. It will just sort of be something you imagine let's say right after you've left. So it's kind of like we're almost like preparing so that's why it's called Immortal, to have this vehicle ready for us whenever our time is ready to leave this body.
Okay, very good. All right. And so these 3 sessions that we're going to do, we're going to work on building that with our consciousness and the pranic winds. So pranic winds, would you describe those as our breath? Is it similar to our breath?
Oh
Pranic.
yeah. I didn't quite answer. Kind of maybe in answering this question, also answer. You mentioned yet in the last question, like how are the Arcturians helping us? So I was mentioning the process. Let's say if you didn't necessarily ask for necessarily higher beings assistance, what these Arcturian healing method frequencies are doing is sort of asking the Arcturians to accelerate that process. So and that's how these 3 sessions are broken up. So everything that you can do, any energetic structure in this body, in our energy body that we've been, let's say, meditating on, but we're kind of been meditating on it within this body, you can create in that holographic body, which I'm calling the immortal body of light, above your head. So like we've been doing, sometimes we do the pillar meditation, like at the head, the throat, the heart, the belly, and that's in the central channel. So you want to kind of create a central channel in your immortal body of light and also spend time meditating there. Now, it's basically repetition, was kind of the process I'm mentioning. The more you do it by yourself, now that you've heard about the idea, the stronger that energetic structure becomes. Same with our energetic structure here. But then if a practitioner, like in the session, will be asking the Arcturians through those frequencies to kind of help accelerate the process and build those different structures, that I've kind of mentioned in the write-up, which I can go over here. But so that's how the Arcturians are helping, or even any higher beings that you ask to assist you. So like just to maybe like mention how that works, like in the first session, so we'll be actually working on the central channel. Like there's an Arcturian central channel frequency for this immortal body of light. Then the microcosmic orbit, I'm not sure we really ever, maybe in our earlier mastery empowerment classes, we might have talked about that. But that's there's two channels in Chinese medicine that are major channels. One sort of runs from the tongue or the bottom of the mouth in the front of the body down to the perineum. And that's called the conception vessel. It's like, sometimes they just call it the front channel. So it's like right on like your skin surface. Then there's a back channel that's called the governor's vessel. It sort of runs also on the skin, surface of the skin, and then comes up through your spine over to the top of your head and then down and meets actually the conception vessel. So like when you put the tongue on the roof of your mouth, you create this circuit like this, and that's called the microcosmic orbit. So we're going to build those two channels also in the immortal body of light with the help of the Arcturian frequencies. And then finally, we'll like strengthen like a version of the spinal cord and brain, but in the immortal body of light.
Okay, very good. That's in session 1, the first session.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. This energetic structure that we're building. And so then session 2 is 5 yin organs and senses.
Yes, so we're continuing this building process. We can also do this in our own imaginative process, but we'll have these frequencies be kind of assisting. So the 5 yin organs are kind of 5 major organs usually used sort of in Taoist meditations. So those would include the kidneys, the liver, the spleen, pancreas, kind of sometimes put together, the lungs, and the heart. So they're called the yin organs. They're the ones that are solid, if you think about it, like solid. Whereas the yang organs tend to be like the ones in the intestine that have a space, like the stomach, the intestines, and so forth. So we'll build those organs, but in the immortal body of light. And then the 5 senses, so like the eyes, the ears, the nose. So a lot of people who do out-of-body travel, they're actually, maybe if they weren't taught this, they're probably doing it subconsciously. So when you actually have those energetically in the immortal body of light, when your consciousness goes into that vehicle, then it has an energetic structure to use that mimics those activities. So like if you have the eyes there energetically in your immortal body of light, you use them actually to see in the astral world.
This sounds really wonderful. Yeah. We literally are building that holographic vehicle vessel that we can use for astral travel and then in between lives. Really cool. Okay. And so then the final session is the building the immortal body of light's transpersonal and thunder chakra. This is interesting.
Yeah, so for people probably who might be listening to this or may have taken some other of the classes or the Arcturian classes, or just to know that the transpersonal chakras are the chakras outside your physical body. So we're just talking about this energetic body, but you can build those also in your immortal body of light. So they would be the chakra, like the ones we're going to build is the first one above the head. It's about 6 to 12 inches or 15 to 30 centimeters above the head. And then the first one below the feet. which would be like the lower first transpersonal chakra. So we're actually building it also in the mortal body of light. And the transpersonal chakras, like they conduct higher frequency energies, usually like the higher soul is anchored here in the first chakra above the head when it's within your body. So it's like even a higher version when it's in the immortal body of light. And then the thunder chakra is the chakra that's right beneath the root chakra. So it's almost like if you were sitting, you kind of sit on it. It's almost like shaped like a donut, or they call it a torus. So we're building that version, but in the immortal body of light. And it sort of is a kind of an energetic powerhouse connecting our etheric body to our astral body. So we'll have that also, that structure mimicked that's here in this energy body in the immortal body of light. And then in that third session, since this has been not like a passive process, but we're sort of asking the Arcturians to help accelerate this process, over these 3 days. Then we'll go over how you can continue to build, continue to make this body stronger. We sort of like lay the foundations, and then you kind of live in it by practicing in it. So we'll go over how to do the microcosmic orbit, both in this body, in case that's new to people, those 2 channels, and meditation, but then primarily how you can do it in the immortal body of light, so that like over time you can get, the more you spend your consciousness there, the stronger it will get. So you can do that microcosmic orbit, but in the immortal body of light.
It seems like this is, it could be seen as somewhat of an advanced technique, but really this is for everyone and anyone, right? There's no prerequisite required. It's just things that we can start doing right now.
Yeah. I think the only advanced piece about it, in a sense, is it's not well known. That you could actually spend time and build that structure, and then and then you kind of do whatever you've been learning to do in this energy body. Just know that you can do it in that energy body. In fact, it's a good idea. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, wow. I think people are already doing this right now. I mean, just this whole concept of building that extra energy body outside of this one is really exquisite. So we're looking forward to it. These group sessions, when we're in a group like this, how does that amplify the energy, or does it? Does it amplify our ability to do it and build this? So that's really a sacred container as well, right? Just the group energy in this process.
Oh yeah, that's a great point. Particularly when you're building things or doing meditations, or in a sense, there's a couple of dynamic factors here. One is the assistance of our guides. Everyone's personal guides are coming in to help, and maybe even like attracting you to do this. Maybe there's a sole reason to get it done now. And then the second is, of course, the Arcturians are here also to help or assist in building that process. And then each of us, like we could think if we were by ourselves, that would still be great, sort of like rowing a canoe by yourself down the river. But then you put like 20, 30, 40 people in those, big canoe, and you're like one row and you're all like shooting forward, much faster. So metaphorically is very similar to that in the energy world. So it will, you can say we're kind of laying the foundation, like we're almost like building the building, the immortal body. And then after the process, you can just have that, or you kind of like a couple steps forward in terms of building it. And then you can just do it like on a regular basis, sort of spend some time in it.
Okay, very good. So this is separate than what we would know as our regular light body. That would be part of our physical being here, this energy body here, the 7 causal bodies. Is that right? So this is a little different body of
Yeah, it's a
light.
little, yeah, it builds on that, the 7 subtle bodies. What it does is it adds this idea that people either do subconsciously, or somehow they either may intuit it because they've done it in another life, or they just it's part of their soul plan to do it. So they'll find the information for that. And that's that we have these vehicles that we can consciously build. So within the seven body model, it's like, let's say no one told you, let's say someone just told you about the seven body model, which is the physical, etheric, emotional, mental, causal, spiritual, and divine. And so we kind of think, well, since I have only one body here, I must only have one, let's say, emotional, mental body, which is the astral body. But then you get this idea, well, actually, you could have actually as many as you want because it's based on intention. And that dimension is all a bit built on like our thought forms. So there's nothing limiting you from building maybe two or three of those. You just need to have the idea and maybe someone to tell you that it's possible, that you only don't have to just keep it to one astral body. So we're basically building like an etheric, astral, and higher body, like another copy, another solidified copy.
Okay, excellent. Really, really looking forward to this workshop. It's 3 days in a row, and the energy of that group session is so wonderful, how it builds on each session. And then the sharing of the class participants is really special as well. And it really feels very comforting in this space. So we welcome everyone to join us and experience this and use our consciousness in this way. It's a very effective, powerful way to do that. So let's experience a little mini transmission, just a few moments, and it's really something that we can feel right away. Thank you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Why don't we? We'll build our heart chakra in the mortal body of light. And since now that you have the idea, you could just see a holographic copy of yourself above your head. So you're sort of already building it just by imagining that. It could just look just like you, or just if you see like an outline of, your human body. And then just move your awareness when the transmission starts, like out of your body into that. Let's say your second copy of yourself above your head. It could be if you can see it the same size as you, like standing, like with maybe its feet, like closer to your top of your physical body's head. And then just put your awareness in the heart chakra as if you're meditating at the heart chakra here, but you want to be meditating up there in your second double or your immortal body. And then we'll ask the assistance of the Arcturian, these new frequencies to assist to build that.
So I hear a question that
Oh,
might
yeah.
be you mentioned that the feet might be here. For some reason, I see people imagining it like as a horizontal body, but it could be either or. It could be
Either
here.
or, yeah. Yeah, yeah, either or. Because it's all like it's dimensionally it's what you want to create. It's like the dream world.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Cool. Okay, great. So people can, and also if that's kind of, if people can just relax also, you don't even have to be in that second immortal body, but that will assist it. Okay. So we're beginning the Arcturian immortal body of light to build the heart chakra in the immortal body. So while this is coming across, it's helping to build that heart center. Of course, it has a deep resonance with our heart center that's within our body, energy body that's within our body. And if it feels comfortable, you can move your awareness into your hologram above your head. Just lightly meditate at the heart center in the hologram. Continue to deepen the building of the heart center. You can even see it radiating now in the immortal body of light, or your body double, or the hologram above your head. Maybe you even have a better sense of it. Maybe it's spinning like a vortex, radiating out in front and behind your immortal body of light. You might even imagine it like a small spark of light inside the what would be the central channel, like the vertical channel in the immortal body. Now we're channeling the third and final deepening process. You may feel it even stronger, that heart center in this body double. You might even see more of that body double, like as if it's even more like you, or more like you're gonna have it imagine whatever beautiful form you like. So it's completely up to you how you want this immortal body of light to look like. So you may even get more of a sense of it now, as the Arcturians are assisting its solidification or its strength. You might even see how the heart is, that heart center is connected to the center of the head of the immortal body of light, a hologram above your head. Okay. If you like, and you want to just get a sense of completion, when you return to your body, you can imagine the hologram sort of reabsorbing into your physical body, energy body. So it's not sort of just floating out in the astral world. Then whenever you want to do that meditation again, you can just imagine it coming out of the crown and appearing again above your head. You just bring your awareness back all the way to your physical body. Maybe touch into your energy, or the heart center, but within your physical body. Kind of connect that resonance with the immortal body of light. And just move your fingers and toes to kind of anchor yourself all the way back. And when you feel comfortable, you can open your eyes and snap your fingers.
What an experience in the moment that we did that. Thank you, Jean. It was really something I've never experienced before myself. At first, I felt a lot of energy in I want to say maybe my crown was blocking it, because I really felt it in the third eye, and I had to relax,
Mm.
just let the energy move. And I don't know if that was any resistance that I had in consciousness in building that. What are your thoughts on that? Because the relaxation actually facilitated more ease and grace with it all.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's definitely very a new process. It's sort of like we're laying the foundations of a house.
Okay.
So it's like the first. Kind of unless somehow maybe some people already knew about this particular technique, but it's sort of like the first dig into the ground. So yeah, so it's probably going to feel, oh, okay, this is new to me.
Yeah, a lot of heat, a lot of energy. So, wow. And this was just a few moments in each of these sessions. We're in for about an hour in each of these transmissions each day. So lots of really good consciousness work to do, energetic work in this new body. Beautiful. Well, we invite everyone to check it out and to register and join us. You'll get the recordings, and each of the sessions are extracted into their own energy transmissions as well. So it really is a powerful tool that everyone can use over again as much as you like. As we close this little introduction course, Jean, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Oh yeah, yeah. So if you enjoyed that, like, we'll be building all the different parts of the structures kind of outlined in those 3 days, like that's how we build the liver. In this case, it was a chakra, and we already, I sensed that it was starting to build the connection from the heart to the center of the head in the immortal body. I'm not sure other people were feeling that. And then I did sense, like, in those 3 phases, like the second phase, I started to see, like a diamond light here at the heart. And in the beginning, it was like what you were saying. It just kind of felt, I was just sort of there, like amorphously in this space, up there. So it kind of like the Arcturians started to accelerate more and more, because what you see up there is actually what's kind of being created, because it's like an astral body. So what you think and feel is actually what's happening in the astral world. So we'll also help people's clairvoyance, of course. And we'll go over all like the things, the effects of having that immortal body being built now in this life in this body.
Really good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're looking forward to it, and we invite everyone to join us. Thank you, Jean, and thank you, everyone. Thank you.